The 10 games in, I mean, it's been a roller coaster of a season, kind of not expected, I shouldn't say, but we're very young in a lot of critical roles and elements in terms of what we're rolling out on the ice each and every night. So you're going to have your ups and downs, but you know what I stress to the guys and what I've been impressed with, by and large, is that the guys each and every game will work incredibly hard and play with a passion and an energy level that, as I tell them, begets putting on a brown uniform and representing our school very well to the best of their ability. I mean, we've had ups and downs. We've had really good moments, really good games. By and large, we really haven't thrown up a game where we haven't played particularly well. The Providence game is one of them, but that was self-imposed, what we did to ourselves with penalties. And I think the same thing can be said for our last game against Yale. I mean, 3-1 lead. We have the game firmly in hand. We're playing great hockey, and we just find a way to beat ourselves, and that can't happen. Some of that's a sign of immaturity as a team. Some of that's a learning process. But as we move forward, we can't continue to put really good hockey teams on power plays and expect good things to happen. But by and large, I mean, I think the guys that have come in and the players that have come back have all performed very, very well. And I've been pleased with what we've been able to do. As I mentioned, the guys are incredibly diligent and you know, they want to do the best that they can each and every day to help themselves, which in turn helps our hockey program. And really good group of guys, real good chemistry. I feel good about the direction we're going in. Again, it hasn't really shown on our one-loss record side of it, but we can't control the past. We just got to control moving forward, and we have a really big weekend of hockey coming up against two exceptional opponents, and Union coming in here on Friday, and RPI coming in on Saturday. So we look forward to those challenges. Defensively, it's been an interesting year. I think we are better in terms of our overall team defense at this juncture than we have been in the past. That can be seen by the type of low quality shots that we're giving up. A lot of the shots that our goaltenders see are outside that grade A area, and it's a tribute to the players, but it's also the type of system that we've enacted this year. It's a little bit of a different system in terms of our forecheck through our defensive zone coverage and back-checking schemes where we force things to the outside and take away those grade A areas, and I think we've done a good job of that. But, you know, defensively, with our defensive coach, it's been interesting. We've had two season-ending injuries right off the bat. I mean, Nate Widman, who played the first 2 games in 1 period, went down with a injury against Harvard, and he's done for the year. And then Kyle Quick, who never even got to step on the ice this year. Both guys are good hockey players, and both guys are guys that we expected big things from. That being said, the guys that have come in to fill those roles have done a pretty good job. Still have a lot of growing to do back there, I think, and we still rely on certain individuals a lot in order to carry their weight back there. But by and large, I've been pleased with what the defensemen have done. We've moved pucks pretty efficiently. We've been really good, as I said, initial rush defense and containing that. We got to get better, a little better off cycles and down low possession. But the guys have done a good job. And again, next year will be a bonus. We'll get back Woodman and Quick, and it's almost like the 2 guys coming in with our class that's incoming, and it'll be competitive back there. Right now we're down to 7 healthy D. We have some forwards that switch back every now and then in practice just to get looks from them. But it's an area we've got to continue to get better in and stress. As I've mentioned from day one, if we're going to be successful, it's because defensively we're successful. I don't think we're going to score in buckets this year. It's not through lack of effort or lack of chances. It's just something that I've seen throughout our first 10 games. We've scored. We haven't scored more than 3 goals, and we've had opportunity where we've had grade A chances or out chance teams 2-1 and just haven't scored more than 3. So the onus falls on us defensively to be really solid and not give up needless opportunity or unforced errors that allow teams to get in. And some of that's penalties too. We got to stay out of the box, especially our key guys who consistently have been in the box, and it can't happen if we're going to be successful. Moral victories are not taken, nor do we take any pride in coming close and losing a hockey game. But our strength of schedule so far has been probably one of the better ones, or top half ones, in the country, and one of the top ones in our league. When you look at who we've played, I mean, we've played Dartmouth twice, who's number 3 or 4 in the pairwise ranking right now, one of the elite teams in the country. We've played Yale, we've played Harvard, we've played a Providence team that has won some big games, Princeton. I mean, I go down the list and you can look at it, and every game has been hard. That's what you expect in our league, but I think we've gotten better as a team and as a program. I think if you watch us play, what we're able to do on the ice in terms of moving pucks, in terms of some of the skill stuff we've been able to do is much different than in years past, and I've been happy with the product. We got to get over the hump, and we got to stay out of the box and figure out a way to not lose those one-goal games, not lose those leads that we've had, but close teams out. And some of that's maturity, and then some of that's learning how to win. You know, if you look up and down our list, there's guys that I expect more out of, and guys that, looking at last year's stats, would have thought that they would have materialized a little more maybe on the score sheet. Again, we're still early in the year. Although it's December, we're still early in the year, and my goal is not to peak right now as a program. It's to be peaking in February and March when we're actually playing games that obviously count, towards what we're trying to do down the stretch. But Matt Larito's been excellent from day one. He's a guy that's generated a lot of offense and been evolved a lot, but we can't rely on just Matt Larito. So the onus falls on the guys that have those abilities to be able to put pucks in the net, to create offense, to actually do it. And that's what I'm waiting for. I mean, all we work on in practice, day in and day out, obviously, is in conjunction with the defensive side, is scoring goals and how you generate offense. And it really hasn't borne itself out yet. So I look at our stats, and there's some good things that I see, but there's some over-reliance on Matt Larito that it's not gonna, it can't happen as we move forward, I guess. Scoring by committee is fine as long as you're scoring a lot. Scoring by committee because guys are gripping sticks too tight, or guys just aren't bearing down around the net, or some guys may not have that specific ability to have that patience and calmness and around the net to score goals. Which is fine because they find their niche and their role other ways. But we have to find a way to generate more. And power play's an area that I think we can continue to hone to try and generate that offensive production from multiple guys. The nice thing is if you can play 4 lines, if you can play 6 defensemen, that's a good thing. But still, each and everybody has a role on the team. It's one thing to say we're just going to roll 4 lines. It's another thing to say we're going to roll 4 lines and you actually have the players that can execute within those 4 lines. I've been pleased with what we've seen because I think it's important that if you do have those individuals that can perform, to have them perform. You have to give them opportunity. That being said, everybody can't be Matt Larito. I don't expect them to be either. Some guys are penalty kill guys. Some guys are energy guys. Some guys are guys that play a physical role. Some guys grind teams. Some guys are great at blocking pucks. Some guys are good face-off guys. You have to find your niche. You have to find your role and then excel in that role and understand that no matter if you're not playing or you are playing on the first line, everybody's important to what we're trying to do. And it's hard when you're not playing a lot or you're not in the lineup. I understand that, but we try and put the people in roles that they will excel in and not try and cast them or have them do something that's not natural for them. So I've been pleased with what we've been able to do by playing more lines and having guys find their roles more effectively, and it's a tribute to the guys. The guys that have come in have all performed well. Mike Yola hadn't played a lot in the last year and a half. He came in, he scored 2 goals. Good for Mike. He grabbed his opportunity and ran with it. I look at a guy like Jeff Ryan, who's played the last 2 games. Now Jeff was hurt early, but he's come back and he's earned his opportunity. He's earned his opportunity to go back in there. So I'm proud of those guys. They've done a good job. And it always boils down to accountability. The guys that are in there have to perform, and if they don't, somebody else will come in and hopefully perform. And that's why it's a team. It's not an individual sport. Everybody has a role, and they have to embrace their role. And I think we've done a better job of that this year. Been excellent. I mean, they've all been given opportunity, and for the most part, they've all performed very, very well. I mean, as freshmen, you're going to have ups and downs and good things and bad things. I mean, I think they come in wide-eyed, and sometimes they come in with unrealistic expectations where they set totals or scoring totals that they're gonna strive to, and it's a hard game. It's a man's game. I mean, there's not a lot of room out there. It's different from junior hockey, different from prep hockey. You're playing against you're no longer playing against 15, 16-year-olds. You're playing against 22, 23, 24-year-old guys that are physical and know how to play the game. So there is an adjustment period, but by and large, we've been really pleased with what they've all done. And in conjunction, I think the sophomores that have come back have all done a good job. And the guys continue to get better. And that's a telling thing. From what I see, the guys have gotten better. They've worked very hard. But we teach and we prod and we coach each and every day to get them to respond and to improve and to strive to improve each and every day. This weekend's a big weekend. It's our last 2 games before a break. We play a unbelievably gifted Union team coming in here, and their biggest gift is they're going to work really hard. I know Rick Bennett from a long time ago, and I know what he's going to preach to those guys, and they are going to play hard. They didn't have a particularly great weekend last weekend. They're going to come in here with energy, ready to go, to prove that they are an elite-level team in the country. They were a Frozen Four team last year. They have really, really elite-level players with a tremendous goaltender. So, for us, we have to play, a gritty type of game. We have to make sure that we're, not giving them a lot of room. Make sure that we're confronting them at every turn. Make sure we're staying out of the box. They have a 29% power play. It's #1 in the country. I don't think we want to put them on the power play too many times. And we have to generate offense, and we have to take away the goalie's eyes. So tall order, but it's a good test. We want to play the best teams in the country and see how we stack up against them. But it goes back to my points this year. The league as a whole is really good. It's one of the better years I've seen in a long time in terms of ability up and down. So we look at it as a challenge, but it's a good challenge. Again, it's in our rink, and we're going to meet that confrontation head on. We turn around very quickly for a 4 o'clock start against RPI, and a team that's given us fits the last few years. We were swept last year by them, and we have to be ready to battle. They're very well coached. They will come hard. They will play the game hard, and we have to turn that around quickly and be ready to refocus and be ready to be prepared to play a hard brand type of hockey both games. And again, the biggest thing we have to do is not concern ourselves with the end results. The end results take care of themselves as long as we can control what we can control. And we just got to stay even keel and have a really positive expectancy, I guess, heading into the weekend.